Welcome to our panel discussing the award-winning documentary Mediha. I'm Sara Dosa, your host for this evening, and I'm so honored to be here to moderate a conversation with director Hasan Oswald and Mediha Alhamad, whose personal story and perspective are central to this powerful film. Mediha shines a spotlight on the journey of a young Yazidi survivor as she documents her search for justice and healing. It's a moving testament to resilience in the face of unimaginable trauma. To this day, more than 2,600 Yazidi women and children remain missing after suffering unimaginable hardships under ISIS captivity. We hear occasional stories of survivors returning, but the world rarely sees the full reality of their journey, what it takes to rebuild a life, to find oneself after such profound trauma. Mediha offers a rare and courageous view into that process. Thank you to everyone who's joining us tonight for this profound and urgent discussion on resilience, justice, and the power of telling one's own story. So, shall we begin? Great. Well, first, I would love for you, Mediha and Hasan, can you introduce yourselves briefly?
Sure, Mediha, you can go first.
My name is Mediha Alhamad. I am a Yazidi survivor, and I am a movie maker, cinema photography, and yeah.
Yes, and I'm Hasan Oswald. I'm the director and co-cinematographer with Mediha, and it's such an honor and a pleasure to be on with you, Sarah.
Yeah, I was so moved by your film. It was so inspiring, so artful, so sensitive, so courageous. I was really floored by it. This is a film I will always remember. I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to try and keep it as concise as possible. And I'm really looking forward to being in discussion right now. I think my first question is just to hear the origin story. How did you two first meet?
Yeah, so I was in the region during a story on the Syrian civil war. This is back 2014, 2015. And my translator at the time was Yazidi, and I had heard of the Yazidi people, but I was not aware of sort of the tragic past of this ethnic and religious minority who, this was at the time the 74th genocide committed against them. So after we were done filming for this project, we would mingle with my translator's family and friends, and I just sort of learned what they've been through, and I shelved it away as a story I would like to tell. And then in 2018, I read an article that there was at the time 3,000 plus Yazidis in captivity or otherwise missing, and that sort of lit the spark of now's the time to go tell this story. I'm not Yazidi, I'm not from the region, so I knew, or at least I'd hoped that sort of an alternative approach to a story like this. That's the path I wanted to go down, and I'd been interested, in the power dynamic between filmmaker and participant for a long time, and I thought, what a better time to try to rebalance that than this story, because it's not my story to tell. It was Mediha and her people's story to tell, but I also knew that this was going to take, for a true collaboration, how I pictured it, that was going to take someone truly spectacular and just a special individual. And, I like to say, I wish I did months and months of casting and I found the perfect person, but no, it was like day 3 where we met Ghazwan, who, her equally as charismatic and funny brother who deserves his own film. And I met him at the camp when I was, our producer Annalise Mecca was doing a photo workshop with an NGO there with returning women. And I met Mediha in those first few days, and she was, she had just returned, and there was certainly, she's not who we see here, fancy pants in her outfit, but she had that spark really from day one, and she had that interest in the cameras. Yeah. She was funny from day one, despite what she had been through. And I thought, let's give it a go. And we just gave them the cameras. We taught them the basics, and the footage we got back was mind-blowing, not just with their cinematic, they were intuitive with framing and all of that, but really her storytelling and her ability to reflect on what she had been through from day one was, she took the reins right then and there.
Yeah. You were born to be a storyteller and a cinematographer, Mediha. I was blown away by your imagery, by your eye, the artfulness of your compositions, and the generous vulnerability too of sharing your story, and also your interviewing. Like, you ask such interesting questions. So it's very clear that this is, you were on a journey towards this for some time. I'm curious for you, Mediha, what was it like to get a camera for the first time in this way? Like, what did it feel like to meet Hasan and start working with the camera?
First, I was so shy, like when he gave me a camera, and then when I met him, and then first I was so shy, and then I was so young too, like for 14 years old. And then we start like a couple weeks, and then I start being not shy, and then I start more filming, like I take a video, and then I go to around the camp. I was taking video, and then I was don't have a friends, and then trust friends, and then don't have a therapy. That's why I'm like make video for myself, and then the camera, it was my friends, like all the time I was speak with the camera, and then I was don't know movie is gonna be doing like well, and then doing like traveling around world, and then showing around world, and then I thought movie is gonna be like in the YouTube, and then showing in the YouTube, and then it's gonna be short video. And then I saw like it's winning, and then it's winner, and then a lot of people see it's make me so surprised, like but it's still good. Yeah.
I'm so heartened to hear that it's still good. 'Cause that's a lot. That must have been such a surprise. And just the challenging
because I like my first time, like I do like the like big thing for my people, and then I was like child, like teenager too, and then everything's like I see like it's doing well, like I hope so, like more people see, and then more people support, like because not because of like my movies of my name Mediha, like I wanna like people see because of my people, like Yazidi genocide, because Yazidi genocide is still going 10 years. Yeah. That's why I wanna like more people support, like more people see. Yeah.
Yeah. It's truly a profound and courageous act of generosity to share your story and introduce so many people to you and to the resilience of your spirit, that I believe with every molecule in my body that your story is inspiring so many people and is.
I hope so, because I always say I wanna make justice and help other girls too, other women girls too, and then inspire to other girls too, not just like Yazidi girls too, like from Gaza, from Ukraine, from Lebanon, like around world. Yeah, I wanna like help women, girls, and then make justice. Yeah.
It's so clear that you are. So just thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Um, I'd love to hear about your collaboration together, because it seems like such an interesting one. I was really moved by the sensitivity in the film, and yeah, how you work together in the storytelling, kind of from beginning to end. Can you maybe walk us through kind of what that was like to collaborate together?
Yeah, it was, for a very, I think all directors are hands-on, but I'm extra hands-on. I like, a control freak, if you will, to hand off that type of, it was a mutual. I needed mutual trust. We needed mutual trust in what we were heading. The story we wanted to tell, we needed to be on the same page. And I think that, I used to be an English teacher, and I think that approach really helped. And I think, the promise of time was really important when we went there. I was there off and on for 4.5 years, and we were never going to go in for 2-3 weeks and get the lurid details of sexual slavery and what the Yazidis, that's not what we were doing. So, we spent so much time in the camps with Mediha and her brothers and her family that sort of laid the baseline for a trusting relationship. But it went beyond that. It was, of course, it was, how are we going to make this together? So that included, what do we hope for the film, and giving clear expectations. We hope this reaches as many people as possible. And as Mediha said, she didn't even know what documentary film was. So, clear expectations about that, but also clear expectations of, this film might not change her life. And of course, now she's in her fancy pants outfit in New York City and is in full-time high school here in New York. So it has changed things, but real clear expectations to her and her family and her community of that, we hope that this changes things, but we can't promise that. And then just being, we'd show her and the other participants different cuts, different scenes. We let, this is not, I'm not from the Yazidi community again. If you tell this story, and if you tell stories about a community you don't belong to, you better get it right. Yeah. So really, we let the community guide of, not just potential security risks, issues, but you'll notice we don't talk about politics at all in the film. That's because Mediha didn't speak about politics. We don't talk about the Kurdish-Iraq issue, the Kurdish-Turkish issue. That's not what Mediha wanted to talk about. So she led the narrative in the edit as well, in a way, because, she was watching scenes and watching, checking out different edits, but it's just not what was, it was a coming of age story in the hills. We barely talked the hills of Iraq. We barely talked about ISIS. We barely talked about, again, sexual enslavement. She's been I'm so proud of her. She's been the dream collaborative partner. She's been on the road with us for New York, US-based festivals. She is all in on this. She's obviously an advocate for her people already, and we've already called it our film, not my film. It's our film. She's been a dream partner in all of this, and with all the filming and teaching her cinematography and the basics of editing, she's just embraced it and just ran forward with it. And yeah, I can't say enough about, I always say this movie does not happen with any other human in the world, and I'm just lucky enough to have her by my side.
Yeah. Oh, that's so heartening to hear, and that collaboration is so deeply felt, like that comes across on screen. It's great to unpack it a little bit more in our conversation, though. I'm curious, you said that there are certain things that Mediha you did not want to talk about. What did you want to talk about? What were the things that you were excited to film, or that when you were working with Hasan in the edit, were there certain things that really came to mind that you wanted to make sure, this scene or this moment or this feeling was part of the film?
The part of movie when I was filming like a camp and then kids like running on tree mountain. The part, my favorite part, that this part, yeah. uh, I I filmed like a lot of stuff. Yeah, in the movie you saw like dancing, um, like I don't know, like I was going to sit in like a mountain and then a tree, and then I was speak, yeah, and then I was filming like the like what is it was a fire coming like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah, that was my favorite part. And then the tree, the camp, kids, like animals, yeah,
Yeah.
the thing, the chicken, like the chicken,
Chicks.
I love
chick,
that. Yeah.
yeah, it was
That's
that
so
was,
sweet.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was cute, and then
Yeah.
so nice, yeah,
And what
yeah.
was so nice about this was not only did I not have to give guardrails of like film this or don't film this, and she was just, her and her brother were so intuitive about like what might be interesting. And I always compare it to, our fathers in the 80s and 90s with their video cameras just wandering around. And I showed them a lot of those types of videos on YouTube, just observe. But really what all we just wanted to do was to let them be kids. And what better way to just let them do that and give them the cameras. And there's we have hundreds and hundreds of hours, Sarah, that I wish made it into this film, of them having Nutella fights and them arguing and them smashing the cameras. I think what she just described, we just gave them the cameras and kind of let them do what they wanted, and they were absolutely brilliant with it.
Wow.
Camila is still with me now.
Yes.
My best friend is still with me. I when I like I cry a lot. I feel like I remember like whole camp and then whole like my memory, and then it's, yeah. Oh,
She
God.
still brings the camera, the little Osmo, she calls her best friend. She brings it around New York City still.
Yeah.
I love that. I can see how Osmo is here. Is it called Osmo? Like, yeah. I love that Osmo has a name, that Osmo is your best friend. And I hope you and Osmo continue to develop your friendship.
I hope so. I make number 2 Mediha, like Happy Mediha.
That's amazing. Can you tell me more about what that the sequel, the number 2 film would be?
So I have a great idea for my second Mediha. Mediha is gonna be like 20, 21 years old, and then it's gonna go get her education, and then in New York City take a subway. Maybe I have a great idea for
you guys should talk.
Yeah. For my like second movie, I gonna take a subway, and then I gonna go to bar, maybe hang out with the boys, maybe. Yeah, because life is yeah, you have to continue in life. You have to keep going. Just you have to make a new pages and a new book.
Yeah.
I have to. It's sad when I close this book. It's very sad, and then it's gonna be nice too at the same time. I have to open new pages and a new chapter in my new book, and then make nicely this book like education, new movie, maybe college, maybe university, new friend. Yeah, just be normal girl, yeah, happy girl, and then have a nice life. Yeah.
That makes me so happy to hear. I can't wait to watch your second film, and I just can't wait for you to experience all of these
Yeah,
things.
it's gonna take a time, but you're gonna see.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited. And talking about things that are coming next, I would love to hear maybe some updates that you could share. For example, your case, with the status of that, and also just what's next for the film. It's again, it's just so powerful. I want everyone in my world to see it, and so I'd love to hear about kind of the impact campaign, as well as where people can see the film if they want to tell their friends to go to see it in the theaters or online, wherever it's accessible.
Yeah, sure. So we just wrapped a 3-week extended, what is it called? Extended stay at Film Forum, which was
Congratulations.
amazing. Yeah, it was mind blowing. That's sort of my theater from my childhood. So
Oh.
thrilled to have it there. And
Mhm.
then we theatrically premiered in LA, and we just got back from London, where Emma Thompson hosted a BAFTA screening, and they had the most amazing series of video calls, her and Emma. And then we're back here's New York, for a screening on November 20th. Oh, sorry, I'm out of order. We go to LA for a screen on the 18th for for your consideration screening, and then San Francisco on the 21st, and then London again on the 22nd and 23rd, and then New York the 25th, and then hopefully the 2nd and 3rd. We're available on the viewing portal as well, and then we have big hopes and dreams for distribution, to reach the widest audience possible. Kind of all the issues in the film. We wrapped 2022, and those end cards about how the Yazidi community continues to struggle. Those, not only are those issues unsolved, they are in all those cases considerably worse. So as Mediha, put it beautifully, it's tragic that we're 10 years on from the genocide, but the genocide could have ended yesterday.
Yeah.
Mediha doesn't know where her father is or where his body is. There's no progress on exhuming the mass graves. We don't know where her mother is. There's still 2,600 to 3,000 missing Yazidis. The camps now there's big problems going on in the camps as forced relocation.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Hasan. I have to add something else. And then it's still, Sinjar is still bombing. Last couple weeks ago, Sinjar is bombing, and then 5-6 people died in the bombing.
Yeah.
And then it's still a bad situation.
So in the film, when we show their old village, their burned out village, that's now where her brothers are back, and it's in a highly contested area for the Turks and the Kurds. So often the Yazidis get caught in the crossfire, and that's going on now, as well as a rise in online hate towards the Yazidis. So this is their 74th genocide, and there is real fear that the 75th could just happen again. So of course, we want to refocus some semblance of a spotlight back on what happened 10 years ago, but this is very much a now issue as well.
It's crazy. Nobody go back like Sinjar, and then go back her them house, and then because a bad situation, and then it's not bad situation, but it's like for the government stuff, it's bad situation. It's bombing, and then nobody's know when they gonna die.
Yeah. There's no words for that kind of terror and that ongoing, just continually surviving. I'm in awe of the continual surviving, but my heart breaks for what you've had to endure and what your community has had to endure. I truly hope your brothers are okay and safe. And I pray that your mother is okay and safe too.
Thank you so much.
And I'm just so heartened that you're doing the work that you're doing, and you're in New York and dreaming and sharing your story in such a sensitive, profound way. I do believe that this catalyzes justice. And
I always say justice is most important, and then make justice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that justice and being a force of justice. I know we're running out of time, but I wanted to just see if there's anything that either of you wanted to say before we close. I could, of course, go on and on about how much I love and am inspired by you and the film, but I want to just make sure that you get a chance to say any last things before we.
No, I just say thank you so much for your time, and then you speak with us now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just echo that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It means the world to sort of, we just left the Doc NYC Visionaries, and everything is chaotic, and Mediha is meeting a million people, and it's really nice to sort of sit down and have conversations like these, and with amazing people like you and amazing filmmakers like you. So really, thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It's my honor. And it just seems like a chaotic and exciting and exhilarating and undoubtedly exhausting moment. The schedule you described, New York, LA, London, San Francisco, it's so much. So I hope there's moments of rest and calm where you can also celebrate just your strength in this moment too. But I'm certainly celebrating you and cheering you on. And it's my sincerest hope that as many people can see your film as possible. I'll do whatever I can to spread the word. But
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll close there. But to anyone who's watching, please spread the word, follow the story. Is there a website or that we can turn people to?
So it's medihafilm.com, but even better is Mediha Film on Instagram. And so we've been doing, obviously we have so much behind BTS footage of her and her brothers, and just on the subway here, we recorded our billionth hour of her and I lip syncing funny songs. And so we put those all online. So Mediha Film, along with all our next screenings and where you can find us. But I think it's a really nice look into that side of the film because, she filmed half of this and this is very much her story. So we want to just kind of give the audience a peek into that side. So yeah, medihafilm.com.
Amazing. I will definitely go there. I will follow you on Instagram, and I hope anyone watching this will do the same.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.